Hello friends. A dog was tied to the rough bark, thin, covered in mud, with wide open, frightened eyes. A thick leather belt wrapped tightly around his neck and was attached to a heavy chain that could easily hold a bear. No one knew who did it or why. But one thing was clear: the dog, who would soon be named Stuart, had been treated cruelly. He was left alone, tied to a tree, waiting for the end, which he could not understand. When they tried to approach, Stuart growled, low and menacing, and then cowered in a corner of the shelter as soon as he was brought in. Fear, his eyes turned away. He was broken, afraid of any human touch. The officers had to leave him alone, hoping that he would eventually calm down. But when the shelter staff returned the next day, Stuart didn't move. The food bowls were untouched. He didn't even notice their presence. He seemed to have given up. After several hours of unsuccessful attempts to persuade him, they made the difficult decision to take him to the vet. It was clear that Stuart had been through too much, and even the thought of someone getting close to his neck sent him into a panic. They had to get him into the car very carefully, but once there, they realized that the seat belt needed to be removed. The procedure was slow, delicate and painful. The anesthesia took effect, and the veterinarian carefully cut off the leather belt. When he fell to the ground, something extraordinary happened. Stuart's entire body seemed to relax, as if a weight had lifted. It was as if the belt was holding not only his body captive, but also his spirit. When he finally woke up, he was a different dog. The terror disappeared from his eyes, and in its place came something almost unrecognizable: hope. For the first time since he was found, Stuart was wagging his tail. Hesitantly at first, then faster and faster, as if he couldn't stop. Volunteers brought him toys, balls, squeaky bones, stuffed animals, and, to everyone's amazement, Stuart played. He didn't hide. He attacked and bit, as if he had forgotten what it meant to be a puppy. But it wasn't just the toys. Stuart began to look for the people who had saved him, his eyes no longer clouded with fear, but were full of gratitude. Every time someone entered his room, he furiously wagged his tail, jumped up to greet him, asking for love, connection, care, which he had never known.